So here we have a brand new Avata which DJI sent me after my recent crash, which completely destroyed the first one that I had. Now I did chat a little bit back and forth with DJI when I sent my first one over for repair, and they assured me that I wouldn't have any issues with the new unit that they sent. So there's only one way to find out. So we now have the Avata connected. I'm gonna use the FPV controller too, as I did when I had the crash. And now we're actually gonna go very low to the ground. So when I crashed, I was about 2 meters above the ground. So we're gonna do that here as well. And this time is gonna be over grass. So if the issue is still there and it still flips over, that means there is a significant issue with this drone. DJI said that I would have no issues with this drone whatsoever. Now I know a lot of you FPV pilots have been saying and commenting that this is because of the prop guards, it's because of the back motor is not picking up speed and allowing the drone to level out, and that this is a problem with Cinewhoops. But if that's the case, then DJI should put some magic into the software, if you ask me, to prevent people from actually being able to push it that far, if you know what I mean. Because this is a huge problem, and there's tons of people that have made a video complaining about their Avata crashing, dropping in the drink, and yeah. So without further ado, let's just get this thing up into the air and see if we can force a crash here, and see if you should get one or just get the FPV drone instead, or build your own Cinewhoop. Yeah.
Is that what demons do? They rule the world to me, destroy everything. They bring down angels like you. Now I'm rising from the ground, rising up to you. Filled with all the strength I found, there's nothing I can't do.
Now I'm gonna take it as far and say that the issue with this Avata is fixed. I had no issues, and I was flying harder and doing harder and faster turns this time in manual mode with the FPV controller too, and I had no issues. The only thing I heard was that the motors sped up or increased, it got louder when I was doing those turns. And there's also a little bit of wind, or actually a lot of wind here, so that could be the case as well. But you know what, it didn't drop, and like I said, I was flying harder with the Avata this time from when I actually crashed it, where there was zero wind and it was just this nice beautiful day. Did a normal turn and it dropped in the drink. Nothing with this, but I still have a few more test flights to do before I can give my full conclusion of this issue. But this is batch number 2, I guess. Also received an email that the Avata was back in stock prior to the arrival of this one. So I think we're just gonna head back to the office, clean this up a little bit, full of grass and dirt, and take a look at the footage and see what we have, and do it in slow motion so we can see if there's actually anything wrong with this number 2. Now, whether you're flying your custom FPV drone or your DJI FPV drone or the Avata, it's always important to have high quality music in your videos. And the sponsor of today's video is Likt. Likt allows any creator like you and me to use mainstream music without worrying about copyright strikes or anything like that. Likt also has some major record labels on board, and they continuously keep on adding new tracks to their library of over 1 million tracks. You can use music from big names like David Guetta, Sean Paul, Imagine Dragon, Sia and more without getting a copyright claim. So mainstream music by world famous artists and YouTube ad revenue, that's a win-win situation. Now, in addition to the mainstream music, Likt also has a subscription plan for stock music with a library of over 100,000 songs. So Likt gives you over 1 million tracks to choose from, and also has a goal to sign every single label out there to give people like us more options to choose from. So because of Likt, you get access to music which used to be available for big brands only with a huge budget. So if you want to check it out, there's a link down in the description below, and you'll get a 14-day free trial of stock music and 25% off on your first chart. So, does this mean it's safe to fly the DJI Avata in manual mode now? Well, in short, this is what DJI said. While we do conduct extensive tests in our products during and after production, unfortunately this malfunction happened, and I would like to express my apologies for the inconvenience on behalf of the company. However, this should not happen again, you can be assured. So, either this is a malfunction with a few or all the FPV drones from the first batch. I also updated to the latest firmware, which was 01.01.0200 before doing this test. I'm not sure if it's the firmware or if there has been some internal changes to the drone itself, but my Avata is now turning like a champ. Now, since I received a newsletter saying DJI Avata back in stock, I suspect that there has been some changes to the second batch. So if you're still on the first shipment of the Avata, I suggest updating to the latest firmware if you haven't already, and yes, the FCC hack will still work. Then you should find a field, hit record and do some crazy turns. And if you happen to see this, that means there's something wrong with your Avata, and you should immediately request a replacement even if you haven't crashed it. Now, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm still not sure if it's 100% safe to fly. I've only done 2 tests so far, it's been all good, and I have no issues when I'm turning like the fastest I can turn with the Avata, which is quite fast actually, and no jumps or hiccups or anything, it works perfectly fine. But since I lost all my cinematic content on the dip, I will be taking this out for a trip pretty soon, and I will also keep you updated on the turns, and I will let you know if it's completely fixed or just partially fixed. Now, I hope you found this video helpful, and please do let me know in the comments below if you still experience crashes with the Avata, and which firmware did you use, and if you have had any flyaways or severe crashes. And have you also received a new replacement unit, and is this working 100%? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also sign up for my newsletter to receive an exclusive discount for my new signature LUTs, which will be dropping soon. So until next time, take care, and I will see you in the next video.